morning?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, just as a quick reminder, because it's been a while since you were in the library last, my name is Miss Ryan, and I'm the student teacher here in the library. And I am so excited to be here in the month of April, because April is actually National Poetry Month. Did you know that?
No.
So, happy National Poetry Month, everyone.
Happy Poetry Month, I guess?
Yes! Happy Poetry Month.
Okay.
So, I am going to be here with you for this class and the next time you come into the library to talk to you about some poetry and read poetry together and work on a little poetry writing project. Okay? So, to get us started today, I'm interested in finding out what you know about poetry already. Do you know anything about what makes a poem, what makes it special?
It rhymes?
It can rhyme, definitely. And that's what we're going to be talking a lot about today, is rhyming poems. Yes.
It makes sense.
It makes sense?
Like it makes sense, like it goes together. Like it's not just like random things.
Right. It tells like a short story from beginning to end. Usually about just one thing, right?
Yeah.
Talks about one idea at a time. Yeah. What else do you know about poems?
No.
Anything? Nothing? Have you ever read a poem before?
Yeah.
Yep, a few hands? A few of us have? Oh, there's more hands. Okay, so we've read poems, but we're not poet experts yet.
No.
Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit more about poems today. We're going to read some really funny ones out loud. And then we're going to talk about, like I said, rhyming poems and the different ways that poets can make words rhyme to tell their stories, okay? Another thing that is important to know about poetry is it's a style of writing that's trying to make the reader feel something. So trying to touch on one of our emotions, and it also tries to put pictures in the reader's mind. So using really descriptive words to make us be able to see and almost feel what it is that the poet's talking about. My friends that have read poems before, does that sound true?
Yeah.
Does that sound like the poems you have read?
What? Oh yeah.
Poems that you have read, do they talk about emotions or make you feel things? Yeah? Okay. So my favorite kind of poems are ones that are funny. So I'm going to share some funny poems from this book with you today. It's called Name That Dog, Puppy Poems from A to Z by Peggy Archer, illustrations by Stephanie Buscema. And while we're reading this book, I would like you to be listening for those rhyming words and hearing how different poems have different rhyming words.
No.
Okay?
I thought you were gonna say like all the way from A to Z.
Name that dog. Happy puppies, scrappy puppies, puppies playing games, shaggy puppies, waggy puppies, each one needs a name. A stick-fetching, ball-catching name that you can call. A yip-yapping, water-lapping puppy, big or small. Perky puppies, puppy puppies, none of them the same. So jump into the alphabet and pick a puppy name. Aspen, a Labrador retriever. Yellow labs like taxi cabs and golden marmalade. Butterflies and fireflies and homemade lemonade. Yellow hay and sunshine rays are things she likes to lay in. And piles of leaves from aspen trees are what she likes to play in. Bandit, a Boston Terrier. My dog has 2 black patches that cover up his eyes. He sneaks around from room to room, a bandit in disguise. Stealing socks and slippers, baseball caps and soap, garden gloves and wooden spoons, keys and jumping rope. So if there's something missing, like a book or cowboy boots, just take a look at Bandit's bed. That's where he keeps his loot.
My cousin has a pug that's like that big.
Aww.
So like and his name is Bandit.
Yeah?
He has a bandana, but he does not steal stuff.
Oh, well that's good.
Like just shoe socks and all of that.
So maybe he's a little bit more like this dog. Chewy. Chewing on the table leg, chewing on the chair, chewing on my running shoe, chewing on the stair, chewing on my baseball bat, chewing on the phone, chewing everything, except her rawhide bone. She chews everything she's not supposed to. And she was a field spaniel. Daisy, a Dalmatian. She runs through mother's petunias. She thinks the pansies are fun. Then she gets a bit lazy and lies in the daisies and quietly naps in the sun.
My grandma's dog named Daisy.
Use a blind voice.
All right, next we have Elvis, a Cocker Spaniel. Yeah, Elvis Presley.
Elvis dog.
He wiggles and jiggles and dances around. He swings to the music with a rock and roll sound. His ears look like sideburns, his fur is long and black, and sometimes I wonder if Elvis is back.
How do you know what kind of dog
They say on the corners of the pages what it is. I'm going to apologize right now. There's some of the dogs in here that I will definitely not pronounce the right way. They have very complicated names. But next we have Frank, the dachshund. Frank, he looks like a hot dog, wiener dog, Frankfurter, Frank.
When my mom was young, she used to have like this dog. Our aunt used to have this dog when my mom was young, and it would steal just everything. It was portraits, keys, baseball bats,
Goodness,
everything.
crazy. All right, I would love to hear all of your dog stories, but we also have to get through our book. All right, so you can talk to me during book checkout about dogs too. Okay. Our next dog is Ghost, a West Highland White Terrier. White towels and t-shirts are usually quiet. They sit there and don't move at all. But sometimes they make quite a ghostly appearance on the head of a dog white and small. Bedtimes are cozy, all snuggled in blankets. You peacefully dream in the night, except when you notice a ghostly appearance lying still on your bed, big and white. If you ever have a white dog, whatever the size, make sure that you're always aware. If they like white t-shirts or sleeping on blankets, they sometimes can give you a scare. Yes, sir.
I have a possessed name that looks like one of those.
Yeah.
We use those.
Oh, nice. Yep, that would look similar. Houdini, a mini pincher. He wriggles from collars and runs around free. He unties the knots from the rope on the tree. He jumps over pet gates in 2 seconds flat. He digs under fences with 6-foot-high slats. He unlatches latches and slides open screens. He's the greatest escape artist I've ever seen. Do we know who Houdini was? The man whose name was Houdini, not the dog? Yeah?
Maybe.
Maybe. He was a famous magician and escape artist. He used to get himself all locked up in places, in boxes, different things. Yep, one time they even locked him in a box and put him underwater, and he had to escape from it.
I've watched something.
Yeah, there's some other magicians that do
Yeah,
that.
I've watched the magician show.
All right, ready to continue?
Yes.
We have Indy, a Basset Fog de Bretagne, maybe. Indy. He likes wind blowing, ear flapping rides in the car. Anywhere, anytime, near or far. He's an Indiana race dog, winner of the cup. A speed racer, car chaser, race car pup. Jingles. He is a bulldog. Tags for his house number, tags for his phone, shop tags, name tags, shaped like a bone. Tags for his dog license, one every year. Jingle, jangle, dog tags tell you when he's near. Kingfisher, a Portuguese water dog. Just before dawn, when most are asleep, he quietly watches and waters knee deep. He waits for the big one. He stakes out his prey, then swoops in and scoops in, the catch of the day. He's a fishing dog.
I go fishing and I've caught a trout.
Oh, very nice. Liberty, a Rhodesian ridgeback. Marching bands, fire trucks, flags held high. Barbecues, hot dogs, ice cream, pie. Firecrackers, fireworks up in the sky. Little puppy born on the 4th of July. Yes, dear. Exactly. So it's a good good name for a 4th of July dog, right?
Yeah.
Melody, a basset hound. She sings when I play the piano. She croons to the saxophone blues. She wails to that sad country music. She moans to the 9 o'clock news. She boldly increases her volume, enjoying the voice that she's found. She sings a duet with the doorbell, that howling melodious hound. Noodles, the poodle. All over my puppy are oodles and oodles of swirls of fat curls that remind me of
Noodles.
noodles. Oscar. Okay, this is one of the ones that I might not say right. A Niederluffend. Oscar, you sit when I tell you, you fetch and you stay, you stop and you come when I call. You jump over boxes, you give me your paw, you run and you bring me the ball. You pose for the camera with puppy dog eyes, then lie down and wait by my feet. An Oscar performance, a prize-winning show, and all for a puppy dog treat.
Oh, I know what that is. That like Oscars that you get every year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like.
Yep, the awards for movies and actors. Yeah. So Oscar must do exactly what he's told. Puddles, a Scottish Terrier. Splashing through puddles, splashing his toes, leaving wet paw prints wherever he goes. Drinking from puddles, rain cool and sweet, leaving more puddles behind on the street.
Oh, poor Cute. He's so cute, but likes water.
Mm-hmm.
Queenie.
Queenie, a Lhasa Apso. We bought her yummy dog treats for sit and beg and stay. She just sits there and looks at us and gets them anyway. She digs and barks and jumps and runs. She doesn't listen ever. But Queenie knows she'll always rule our house and hearts forever.
Saint Bernard. Yeah.
Rex, the Saint Bernard. My dog is just a puppy, but he's grown quite big so far. He's bigger than his doghouse, and he won't fit in the car.
I think we can see that.
His teeth are big and pointy. He has humongous feet. His tongue is long and sloppy. His tail can sweep the street. Beef stew and juicy soup bones are foods he likes the best. I have the perfect name for him. Tyrannosaurus
Rex.
My golden retriever and yellow lab mix.
Mhm.
His name is Rex.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Is he a big dog?
Yes, he's huge.
Yeah.
He has his like own room area.
Oh, nice. Lucky dog. All right. Snickers. This is just a mixed breed dog.
It's so cool.
My dog's a creamy caramel with chocolate ears and whiskers. She's just a little nutty too. That's why I call her Snickers.
It's like everything that's in a Snickers.
Exactly.
Including
Thor, Norse god of thunder. This is a Doberman pinscher. Thor. Like the superhero, Thor. All right, ready to listen? 3, 2. The forecast calls for sunshine. There's not a cloud in sight. But I have my own weather dog, whose instinct's always right. He barks one time, then starts to whine, and scratches at the door, long before the thunder starts. My storm predictor, Thor.
Valentine.
If we get a dog, I was going to my sister wants to name it Thor.
Yeah, sounds like a good name for a dog.
In America.
This is a beagle. Strike 1, he barks. Strike 2, arf, arf. Then smack, it's to the wall. Slide, he howls. You're out, he growls. And runs off with the ball.
Runs off with balls.
Like an umpire. The next one. All right, we have a few more. Next is
Chihuahua. Valentine.
3, 2, 1. Thank you. Valentine, a Chihuahua. My friend gave me a puppy with a card that said, "Be mine." Now I'm head over heels the way puppy love feels. With that puppy, my Valentine.
Oh boy. Whiskers.
Whiskers, a Schnauzer. My My dog has lots of whiskers growing on his face. Like a broom they sweep the floor, cleaning up the place. You'll never find a scrap of food. He does his very best. He eats what he can find and then his whiskers catch the rest. Xerox. Manchester Terriers. From the tops of his ears to the tip of his tail and everything else in between. He couldn't have looked any more like his dad if he'd come from a copy machine. Yo-Yo, a Boykin Spaniel. He jumps up on the sofa, he jumps down to the chair, he bounces up to lick my face, he races down the stair. He jumps up by the window, he jumps down to the floor, he loops the loop, he hops the fence, then comes back up for more. He's a roller coaster falling, he's a rocket in the sky. He's up and down, he's stop and go, like a yo-yo whizzing by. And Zipper, a Dutch smashunt. Racing through the kitchen, running round the chair, chase the ball down the hall, zipping everywhere. Faster than a Mustang, faster than a train. Zip, he's here. Zip, he's there. Zipper is his name.
You should be zippers.
Why isn't there any huskies?
The perfect name. You can name some dogs for how they look or what they like to eat. You can name them for the way they act when walking down the street. You can name some dogs for flowers or for famous movie stars. You can name them for the friends you like or for your favorite cars. You can name them for their talents or their wiggy-waggy tails. You can name them for the way they bark or go to fetch the mail. With all the ways to name your dog, when all is said and done, whatever name you give your dog will be the perfect one. So, what did we think of this book?
I want to
Yeah, we couldn't talk about all of the dogs in one book because it would have been extremely long. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen. All right, voices off for right now. 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you. I know we're all very excited about dogs in our lives, either that we have or people we know that have dogs. And the good news is that next time you come into the library, you will get to write your own poem about a pet that you have or a pet that you would like to have if you don't have one right now. Okay? You can write one about a pet you used to have, one that you wish you had. But for today, before we take on the role of poet, we need to talk about how poets write their poems. And we mentioned we were going to be talking about rhymes, correct? So, while we were listening to this book, were you able to hear the different rhymes in the poems? Where did the rhymes usually fall? Were they at the beginning of the line? Were they at the end of the line?
Middle.
Where were they? If I read, let's take puddles, for example. Sloshing through the puddles, splashing his toes, leaving wet prints wherever he goes.
Yep. Middle. Toes and go.
Toes and goes. So they fall at the end of lines. Because right in poetry we call these lines, not sentences. Right? So the words at the end of the lines are usually where our rhyming words are found.
Live it like in the middle of the store section.
Right. Well, there's rhymes all throughout the poems. So we are going to talk today about a poetry term called a rhyme scheme. Has anybody heard that phrase before? No? Can I help you?
Yeah. I have 3 dogs.
That's a lot of dogs.
I used to.
Okay, so back to our rhyming words. Putting dogs, taking that idea, putting it down on the side. We'll come back to it later. But right now we're talking about rhymes and rhyme schemes. And see, yes, my projector is warming up. So a rhyme scheme is the pattern of rhyming words. Because not every poem, sitting down, crisscross applesauce, please. Not every poem rhymes in the same way. There's different patterns. So rhyme scheme, the pattern of rhyming words at the ends of lines in a poem. So as an example here, we have Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. We're all familiar with this one. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. So I went through and I highlighted these words, the ones that rhyme together. Star and R I highlighted in yellow, and high and sky rhyme, so I did them the same color in pink. Poets, when they're putting their rhyme schemes together, don't use colors to find their matching rhymes, they use letters. So, we are putting on our poet detective hats. I would label this with an A. The first sound I hear in any poem at the end of the line is an A, always.
No.
And then any other words that rhyme with it get the same letter. So those will both be A's. High is a new sound, so it gets a new letter. Sky rhymes with high, so it shares its letter. So then we would call this rhyme scheme an AABB rhyme. The first two lines rhyme together and the second two rhymes. Does that make sense? A little bit? We'll do some practice. Alright, so we'll practice with a poem called If We Didn't Have Birthdays. Would somebody like to read this one out loud for us? Yes.
If we didn't have birthdays, you wouldn't be you. If you'd never been born, well then what would you do? If you'd never been born, well what would you be? You might be a fish or a bird in a tree.
Very nice, thank you.
I know what book this is from.
You've heard this one before?
Yeah.
What is it from?
It's from a Dr. Seuss book.
It is, you are correct. So, who can find some rhyming words at the ends of our lines? Yes.
Bee and tree.
Mm-hmm. Bee and tree do rhyme. Are there any other rhyming words?
Oh,
Yes.
You and do.
You and do. Do they sound the same or different than bee and tree? Different. So we give them a different color. And then when we put our poet hats on, we need to give them some letters. Who would like to guess what the letters would be for this poem?
A, B, B.
Exactly correct. A and A,
Why did you say
B. Oops. We're running out of room. B and B.
Why did you say
All right. A new poem. Who would like to read this one for me? Yes.
My first best friend is awful, and she shocked me in the eye. My second best is Dirty Dan. He tried to swipe my pie.
Very good. Thank you. All right. So some rhyming words in this poem.
And an I.
Does Anne rhyme with I? Not quite. Yes.
I and pie.
I and pie. Yes.
I and pie.
We will give those two the same color.
B. Give that a B. Give that.
And then other rhyming words in this poem.
Dan and
Yes, dear.
Dan and Ann.
Dan and Anne. Different sound, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He and she and he.
Yeah, do that color. Yeah, do that color. That's pretty. Yeah, that's nice.
Okay, so who would like to put their detective hat on, their poet detective hat, and tell me what these letters would be? Yes, sir. Yep. Red shirt, yes.
The Ann and Dan would be A,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would be B.
Exactly. So you got an A, B, A, B. So new kind of rhyme scheme. The first and third lines rhyme, and then lines 2 and 4 rhyme. So we have an A, B, A, B.
I found another.
She and he, yeah, that's true. But remember, for rhyme schemes, we're looking at the rhymes at the ends of the lines. That you are correct. There are other words that rhyme as well. All right. This one, I need a reader out loud.
It's funny how beetles and creatures like Walk upside down as well as walk flat.
Very nice, thank you. So rhyming words in this poem.
That and flat.
That and flat.
Move forwards. Move forward. And then.
Let me come out.
All right, do we have any other rhyming words in this poem? Nope, remember we're looking at the very last words in the lines. So we have Beatles and down. Do those rhyme with each other? No. So we only have 2 rhymes in these 4. So if we remember our rule that the very first sound we hear always gets an A, how do we think we might label the rest of this poem? This one's a little tricky. The next line should get a B? Okay. What about the next line? I hear some people saying it. It's going to be a C. Why is it not an A?
Because Beatles and down don't rhyme.
Right, so we can't give it the same letter because it's not the same sound. So we need to use a new letter. C. And then B. Because we do have the same sound there. That and flat. Yep, A, B, C, B.
It just sounds like we're singing the alphabet wrong.
A little bit. All right, so voices off for just another moment. These are our 3 rhyme schemes we talked about today. A, B, B, A, B, and A, B, C, B. When you come back to the library the next time to write your poems, your job as a poet is to pick one of these rhyme schemes for your poem. So you're going to need to write at least 4 lines in your poem. If you would like to write more, that's fantastic. I would love to read more. But even if you add more than 4 lines, you'll still need to follow this rhyme scheme, whichever one you pick, okay? Yes?
When you're doing a poem, does it have to be like about dogs or can it be like about animals?
The topic for your poem that we're writing here in the library is going to be a pet. So a pet that you have or a pet that you would like to have. It can be any kind of animal. Even a unicorn, if you wished you had a unicorn for a pet, which I do sometimes.
I think Leo